been on 10 cents. Holding it down and I go it again and again. Who was the dummy today?
Today, from Oakland, California, it's week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's an NFC West battle between the Seattle Seahawks and our home team. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the man who proclaims to be from a whole pack of Badgers. Came into the 2012, Russell Wilson.
Gave the commencement address at the University of Wisconsin a couple of years ago. One of the most popular players ever to pull on the uniform there. Beginning of his career, he was a so-called game manager. Take care of the football and rely on the defense. Now, in this stage of his career, the offense runs through him, and it runs very well.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards, and that leaves him just third and less than a yard. An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he is going to have the Cardinals first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1 to keep the drive alive. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Wilson. Flush to his right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the gun, Wilson steps away to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
They did tell us they wanted to do his job.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. And a nice throw. Hauls it in. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 36. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Throwing is Wilson.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Russell Wilson.
Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. To the clear. He's at the 30. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Now here are the Seahawks in great shape to start their first drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick in the 2020 draft out of Utah State. This is Jordan Love.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers. Because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown pass.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
And this play a lot like Like the previous one, thanks to that stout Cardinal defense, back-to-back they've been tackled behind the line. On third down, Love. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle.
Number 83.
A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead.
The kicker.
Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. Last week, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were talking with him on the field before the game. He said simply, I was in a groove. He obviously was.
And I think he's being a little modest about that, being in a groove. That's a big-time game right there. And I think he feels like his entire team is coming along with him because they're creating spaces and
they're trying to get to Williams, but it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the
pressure comes and the Cardinals bring him down. Vita Vea breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now a man open down the middle of the field, and he'll get it down here to the 43. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
And it's third down.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. That is Nick Bosa from out on the edge who worked his way in for the sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Now a handoff here to his running back. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Wilson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 12 yards on 3rd down. As the drive rolls on.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sense that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. They worked very well there for a 1st down.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. The Cardinals on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, it's Wilson. Looking for Ayuk, and he's got him. Down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop. From just shy of midfield, Wilson. That's complete to his receiver, Ayuk. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Rolling to his right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Henry runs his first touchdown of the new season. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to him.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
So how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked.
Go to something else.
And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
On 2nd down, Swift. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing, because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you. This defense has really flew around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really something else in order to try and get this running game going.
A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why?
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
This one across the 35. Now we're going to get a timeout here, as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. And he'll give it here to his running back. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up. Found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
4 yards on the pickup there, as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here?
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
And that's now the second time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And he is in for a Seattle touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. So they're down in the red zone. They opt to utilize his legs instead of the arm. It works out pretty well.
I like what they were thinking there, because in most situations now, defense is accounting for all the other runners on the field and, of course, for pass plays. But the quarterback position, oftentimes it is unaccounted for. Offense coordinator felt it, dialed it right up.
Inside the red zone, is this something teams should be, depending on the quarterback, do more often?
Definitely. If you've got a quarterback who can actually move it with his leg.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Those passes are intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Ronnie Harrison, and he will return this one to the 30-yard line. This is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Or can you put it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's Swift. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back to the 6-yard line. Nick Bosa in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. And it's never going to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. If you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
3rd and long for Love. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Seahawks 17.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Wilson escaping the pressure right. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And he's got the hook up to Ruggs. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Throwing again here, Wilson. Flushed out right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent.
And that will be incomplete with Brandon Ayuk, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. Incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson.